Grim Dawn. It's great! Alright, we're starting directly with the gameplay here. The intro is goofy, and the voice acting is a tad goofy as well in some places. When I start to play a game, I really want to get into it. I've had scenarios where I've watched 10 minutes of cutscenes, drag on and on, only to get to the actual game and decide, nah, not for me, sucks, gonna go play something else. 10 minutes of my life wasted. Just like with this video. But it's your time, so whatever. So yeah, new video games, I just want to see the gameplay, the real gameplay. And you just want to see the gameplay, the real gameplay. Not some pre-rendered cutscenes, but the real deal. So here you go.
Incoming hostile!
Let's go back to getting started with the game. When I first started, I couldn't create a character. I had to go into the permissions of the save folders and make sure the folder was created and that it didn't have read-only permissions. Apparently, the bug has existed for years and the developers still have not fixed it. So if you run into this, it could be related to the Steam overlay, or permissions on the save folder, or the save folder missing, or possibly needing to run Steam as an administrator. Look it up online and fiddle with it. If you run into this issue and find a good fix, post it in the comments so other people can see it. That was the only real technical issue I've had with the game. I have had it crash back to the desktop, but I think that's only happened twice, and I have played this for many hours, so it could happen that you will have some problems, but they're not significant, no more than any other game you're going to run into. But the game does seem to be best with a keyboard, so if you're trying to set up like a Steam controller, it may take you a while, since there's so many possible button combinations. But if you take the time to set up the controls the way you want with the Steam controller, or happen to find a community solution that you like, of which there are many, this plays pretty good with the controller. One of the things I really liked about the controls is that you do not simply click, click, click. Instead, you just aim in the general direction of your target with your character and it will automatically target. No precise aiming required. And with so many enemies attacking you simultaneously in this game, that's a very good thing. A lot of veteran gamers may be looking at this and thinking Diablo 2. And after having tried other action RPGs and even Diablo 3, I'm going to say it. This is it. This is the closest modern game to Diablo 2 that I've played. It captures the essence of it better than Diablo 3 in my opinion, and I've had a great time playing it. Sure, it's not made by Blizzard, but it really has the essence that Diablo 2 had. I play games for a minimum of 10 hours or until I complete the main storyline, and I've played this game for over 15 hours, and not only is it incredibly fun and I want to keep playing, it's also very in-depth, and I've barely scratched the surface of the main storyline. The side quests seem like they actually have a story to go along with it. So many RPGs actually, nowadays you run in, you kill 10 monsters, come back, so many fetch quests. Run here, grab this MacGuffin, bring it back. Instead, the quests in this game feel rewarding. You feel good about playing it. You feel good about hunting down various notorious monsters in dungeons. And when you find a new monster with a star above its head, it's exciting. All games have repetitive monsters, but this game doesn't feel like the monsters are repetitive, especially the notorious monsters. They feel unique, and the game seems to level with you, so there's this constant challenge, but nothing too overwhelming. I looked it up, and apparently some of the dungeons will auto-scale with your levels, while others will not, or maybe they have maximum and minimum levels, and it's a nice mix. I always felt stronger as I leveled up, so it seems to work for me, but that being said, not everyone is going to like the way the scaling works. Some people want to become stronger, level up in the same place, and then just go in and dominate everything. That's probably not going to happen here unless there are minimum maximums, but I just continued through without even having to worry about the grinding aspects of leveling up. Not only are levels important, but choosing your skills and gear is necessary to progress in the game, but it's fun. Well, to me it is. I come from playing Final Fantasy XI for way too many years. My main job was a black mage, so when it came to classes, I chose Arcanist since it seemed the closest to black mage. I like going into the middle of groups of enemies, enfeebling everything, and throwing out area of effect spells to hit all of the enemies at the same time. The mechanics of the leveling and point allocation system allow you to build a truly unique character, and you actually have to go out and find shrines to get the full potential out of your character. You can unlock power-ups from a separate constellation grid, similar to the perks in Skyrim, and completing the constellations on the grid unlocks bonuses as well. And you can assign those bonuses to specific abilities, and even gear can be upgraded with abilities. See the screen? You're going to be spending a lot of time looking at this, selling gear, upgrading gear, figuring out which item is best. I'm a hoarder in games, so I pick up just about everything. But yeah, it's got to be done. You got to manage your inventory because you will run out quickly. So leave the junk in the dungeons behind, unlike me, and keep moving. The game encourages multiple playthroughs by allowing you to have multiple characters, but if you get really good gear that works on an alternate character, it's not wasted. You can actually send the gear through an NPC, and one of your other characters can pick it up. Speaking of more than one character, this game also supports multiple players through internet or through LAN. I'm not big on teaming up online, but I would love to play on a local area network. Oh yeah, that would be fun. But yeah, you gotta have friends for that. After playing Ys, as you may have seen in one of my earlier videos, after saving over and over again, fairly quickly back to back, I discovered that this game does all of its saving automatically. So you're not going to have multiple save files. So great not needing to worry about saving it all. But this also means that your changes are permanent. If you've ever played an MMO, you know what I mean. This feels like an MMO, but you pay for it once and it's yours forever. If you prefer single player games, this is a great option. If you like playing with friends online, again, another good option. If you like action RPGs like Diablo, a great option. Grim Dawn. This is a great game. The graphics are detailed, and you can even play in 4K and still maintain a good frame rate. The music is very atmospheric and really gets the adrenaline pumping when there are a lot of enemies attacking you. You're not really going to have the music stuck in your head except for maybe the hometown in the game, but it seems to set the mood perfectly. The game is built on atmosphere. The world sucks you in. The books, scrolls you pick up along the way tell you the story in detail so you can skip them, but they do add a lot to the game and are well written. A problem with RPGs is that you'll spend a lot of time talking to NPCs. Enough! I don't care about your stupid family being kidnapped. I just want to break stuff and kill stuff, and yeah, that's it. Just break stuff and kill stuff. The NPCs do not talk too much. They give you a quest, they tell you to go kill stuff, you go kill stuff. But the atmosphere tells the story. The area tells the story. The dilapidated shacks, the abandoned homes, the musky caves, and all the small touches in each of these areas. This is the story. You don't need a lot of exposition to tell you everything that's happening. If the gameplay doesn't tell you what's happening, the developer needs to rework it. Sure, yeah, the game's just a standard run in and chop everything to bits kind of game, but even after 15 hours, I'm hooked. I could see myself putting in double the hours I put in so far, and I might even re-roll a character or get some friends to join me in a co-op game. And I know I've been saying this is a great game, but there are flaws. I can't think of a game without any, but they're mostly minor. For example, I find myself using the same attacks over and over again, and because of this, I keep pouring more points into these same abilities, and then I keep using them, and it's like an endless loop. And the loot drops are not really fun after a while. I would prefer less in terms of drops. I like how they have different colors for more powerful or rare items, but it's basically the same loot spam. With the limited inventory, it's not even worth picking up most of the items. It's not even worth looking at many of the items, and you don't have any idea how much the items are worth out in the field. Oh, this looks like it'll be worth a lot. You get back to town and find out it's junk. So I would have liked to have seen the NPC sell price out in the field. And the boss drops are not exactly epic. The hardest bosses I fought dropped junk, but the fights themselves were fun. And as I picked up more powerful gear over time, my character looked more powerful. I'm not the highest level yet, but I can tell I'm more powerful than I was when I started the game. And I can see it. My character looks more powerful. Anyway, back to the flaws. It's easy to get lost. And I don't mean on the map. There are mazes, but just follow the map and you'll make it. The map is great. You're going to find your way through the dungeons, but where are you going? What quest are you doing? What are you actually doing to progress towards the quest? Am I even in the right town? It's great not being pointed directly where you need to go, and there are map markers, but better guidance would be good. Like all RPGs, the game does have some grinding, but it's grindy in a way that lets you continue exploring. You're not required to stay in the same dungeon for hours leveling up just so you can beat a boss. And also, if you die, you can return to the same spot and get your experience back. But this brings us to another flaw. The boss fights are fair, and all the fights are fair, but I never feel any sense of danger. If you die, you can make your way back to your body and get the experience back. That's great, I guess. But the creatures in the dungeons are still dead. The boss is still hurt. I like the idea of being able to go back and pick up where you left off, but I think there should be more of a penalty when dying. I'm not sure what, but something's missing here. There's a hardcore mode of some kind, I think, where if you die, you're just permanently dead, but that's a little extreme. So there needs to be something in the middle, and I haven't played the game enough to try the other difficulties to know whether or not there is a solution for that. But those are the only flaws I can think of right now. So, simply put, if you're a fan of action RPGs and the downsides I mentioned are not enough to make you pass on the game, you're probably going to love it. So, if you see it on sale and need an excuse to pull the trigger on it, take my advice and take the plunge. For the amount of time you're going to get out of it, it's even worth the full price, and it has a lot of replay value. The game is complex in some aspects, so if I made any mistakes or missed anything you think I should have mentioned, please leave a comment and let me know. And if you think I should try out another class or have suggestions for builds, put that out there also. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.